Hello and welcome to another video from Rohotus Tech, and in today's video it's the third part of the series of how to self-host. So I'm going to be talking to you today about basically how you'd install Nextcloud on your own server or hardware. Right, and it's just an app that I started out with first, so it's the video that I thought I'd start out with as well in this series. Now if you're coming from the last video, you might remember that I said I'd use this, which is a Raspberry Pi 3. So that's what I'm going to be using today, as well as an SD card, which I'm going to be using this 64GB micro SD card as well, and I'm also going to be using this 500GB SSD. Now, for those that haven't seen the last video, well, basically it was just about picking your own device and also picking your operating system. Well, the gist is, use what you have, because that's what's going to save you a load of money. Don't go buying hardware if you don't need it. If you already have something that's comparable enough, just use it. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing for this series. Right, now in terms of the operating system, for my Raspberry Pi, I'll be using Raspbian, because that is basically the best operating system that you can have for a Raspberry Pi. If you're not running a Raspberry Pi, then I would recommend using Ubuntu. So basically, let's just go ahead. So you want to go to ubuntu.com, and we want the server edition because obviously we don't want a GUI, and just download this. You're good to go. Now also get yourself Blender Etcher. Like, this is what you're going to use to basically flash your OS on there. Basically use this. If you're on Windows, you can use Rufus, but basically this is the modern way to do it. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. I really don't know what else to say. Just use this. Right. But for now, I'm going to be using the one that's built in, or that's one that's recommended for Raspberry Pi, which is in fact the RPi Imager. Okay, so this little SD card, I'm going to go plug this in. Right, if it's going to let me. My laptop has a micro SD card slot, so I'm just going to use that instead. So for me, I'm going to choose my device as the Raspberry Pi 3. I'm going to choose this. Nope, I don't want with desktop. I want without desktop. So I'm going to go and do. I mean, you can, but no. I'm going to choose basically what's recommended, which is basically one of these. So I'm going to choose this Raspberry Pi OS Lite, 64-bit OS. 64-bit is better than 32-bit, of course. So let's pick that, and then choose this OS. Now click next. None of this. I'm going to do. I don't think I need to do anything with this. No, I'll do this later. So basically, no, yes. Now this is going to go ahead and install. Okay, and I'll be right back once it's finished. Right, so it's done installation, and now it's just and yeah, now it's just verifying the OS. This shouldn't take too long. Okay. Well, in the meantime, actually not in the meantime, you know, it's finished. You can now remove the SD card. Okay, so let me just do that. So Well, I'm gonna go plug this in the right way round, and gonna plug it in. And I'm also going to plug in this what's it called? My storage device as well. Blanked out a bit, sorry. And yes, for those wondering, I'm using a USB 3.0 device on a USB 2 Raspberry Pi 3. It is just what it is. Right, so I am now plugged in, and I'll be. Let's just switch over to the. Let's switch over to the Raspberry Pi. Right, okay, so the Raspberry Pi 3 is now booting itself up. Okie dokie. So let's just let that do its thing. Okay, so now it's going to ask me for a keyboard. I'm going to keep it simple. Keep it to English UK. I'm going to enter a username of this. And then okay, so I've put a password in, which is one that I'm going to save for now. And hopefully it's going to be... Yeah, it's doing its thing. In the meantime, let me just do this. Log straight in. Okay, so I am in. Right now we have no network because I've not plugged in an Ethernet cable in. So I'll plug an Ethernet cable right now. Okay, so now I've plugged an Ethernet cable in, so hopefully we get network. So now it does say 216 on it. Oakley dokley. Now the first thing we should do is probably give this a static IP so that we can access this when we reboot the system the same IP. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's just do that for now. So that would be, let's cd into etc, cd into dhcp, d. Okay, let's just see IPA. My IP here is 192.168.0.216, so I'm going to use exactly the same thing. Now, if I do IP R, it says default via 0.1. That is... that is what it should be. 0.1 is what it is for me. Now, for you, it might be different. Cool. So let's just using that details. Let's populate our DHCPD. Right. So here's what we want to do. So first thing that we want to do is actually wait. Let me install Vim. Because likelihood is that I'm going to need to use I want to use a text editor, which I actually know how to use. So let's install Vim. I'll be right back once this is finished. Okay, so now that's finished, let's let's do that now. So if we do ls-alh, we see that we don't have a DHCPD. Okay, so I don't see a DHCPD.conf. So let's just go ahead and create it. Since this is under a root, we might want to use sudo for that. So let's just sudo vim eec dhcpd.conf. Now let's just do, so the interface that we want to use, interface is eth0, and then we want to do a static underscore routers equals to 192.168.0.1. Okay, now we want static domain underscore name underscore name servers is equal to okay, let's do 1.1.1.1 and let's just do, I don't know if you can do that, 1.0.0.1. I think we can do that. You know, I'm not really sure whether we can, but I'm gonna put that in. Actually, you know what? Let's not do that. I'll probably leave it out for now. And then we want static IP underscore address is equal to 192.168.0.216.24. Well, 24 is the 24-bit address, whatever. Something like that. So now, in Vim, just write and quit. And now we have our DHCP So somewhere here is our DHCP ls-dhcpd.conf. Yes. So if I just do a sudo move dhcpd.conf and move that to /etc/dhcp, and now we have a dhcpd.conf. Okay. Now before we go into SSHing and stuff, one more last thing that I need to do before I continue is under here, under our under here we have a bash rc. This is what I like. I like having a list of things so I can see them. So I'm going to edit that bash rc. We also need to source it as well, so let's do it in one command. So let's just go down and then find this ls color is equal to auto lhg. So now when you do an ls Ah, whoops. We don't need the G. We can just remove that G actually. And I think that should do the trick. Yep. Now here, let's just create a .ssh folder. And create a .ssh. And yes, for now this is all we need to do. Now let's hop back into my actual laptop, and let's go from SSH. Okay, so let's just so what we need to do now is SSH into our machine. So do that. Let's just do an SSH of 192.168.0.216. Right. There's one more thing that I forgot to do, which I will show you exactly. Which I will show you right now. Which I forgot to mention is, well, we cannot SSH into the machine if SSH is not even turned on. For you running a different operating system, SSH might be turned on, but that really depends. So to turn that on, let's just do sudo systemctl start sshd. Or yes, SSH. It might be SSHD on your machine, on Ubuntu or other thing, but for now this is all we need. So let's just jump back, and why not give that another try? Oh, what's it doing? Let's just give that another try. Oh, this is a me error. Okay, so now let's put the password of no. Cool. Now, I've not put a username up there, but if you say you use a different username than the one on your machine, then to SSH you will just need to put your username like so, and then put your IP, whatever the IP is, and then it would work. I'm not using an IP, I mean username, because it's exactly the same. When it's exactly the same, you don't need to use a username. Right, so let's go into cd into etc. Actually, let's just do a sudo. So let's just do this. So now it's 216. I never tried it out, but let's reboot and then see exactly whether it is 216. I'll be right back once it has rebooted itself. Okay, so let's just see. Okay, now it's going to ask us for a password. And bam, straight in. Now, if you can't SSH, probably means that the daemon for SSH is not enabled. So you might need to do this. Systemctl ctl enable SSH. Might not run this command, because what this does is it enables your SSH to be turned on after reboot. Yeah, that might be the reason your thing doesn't turn on, or you can't SSH. But hey, what I've just mentioned now is I've logged in with a password. Now, for your server, passwords are bad. It's bad, because if you ever leave this SSH open to the world, anyone can try and hack your password. A password is bad. You know, it's not secure. So the best way to get around that is by using something called SSH Keys. So let's go ahead and set that right up now. So first of all, what I want to do is on the main machine, let's find the SSH folder. So here's my SSH keys that I use regularly. Now what I'm going to do is, let's just move. So let's just do this. So first of all, let's just move the .sh to .sh.back. Right, because I want to keep that away and make sure that it's not affected. So let's just make a new directory for .sh, and then let's just do SSH key, sh-keygen, and we want to use a b -b 4096. We want to use 4096 bytes for our SSH key. Make it complicated. And let's make it ID_RSA. If it's this thing, you can leave it like that, but I keep it to ID_RSA because that's what I'm used to seeing. Now, you can put a key phrase, but that defeats the point of passwordless. You can if you want to, but it means that whenever you log in, you still have to put a password, and I don't want to do that, so I will not be doing that. And I'll keep it empty as well. Now it's generated, and now if you go to cd into .sh, that was weird. Let's just do that again. Let's just run that again. Oh, probably need to specify the whole path. So ID_RSA. No. Okay. The whole path. Okay, .sh/ID_RSA. No. Okay, now it's saved. If I now look for, if I now do ls.sid_RSA, yeah, there we go. ID_RSA.pub. Yeah. Let's do it properly. Now in here we have both _RSA and _RSA.pub. Okay. Small little hookup from me there, but basically you wanna run this command, and it should go into your .sh folder. Remember to put the whole like directory. Right. Now some machines, or if you're on Windows, you might not have this SSH copy ID command. So I will not be using that either because I want to show you the actual method, or what it actually does, so you get an understanding of what it actually does. So what we need to do now is we need to copy this over. So let's copy this ID underscore RSA over to our IP or our machine. So you want to do this command. So that's SCP in the file you want to copy, which in this case is the ID underscore RSA.pub. And then you want to specify the IP. After that, we want to specify a tilde slash .ssh, and you want to say this. But actually, we don't want to do that. We want to do authorized underscore keys, because we want to authorize this key. Okay, so let's just do that right now. Now this should ask us for a thing. Yes. Now password again. Now, if that has worked, we can now do SSH into this, and it will not ask us for a password. That is exactly what we want. Now, let's keep this connection alive just in case if we muck anything up. But the next thing that we need to do now is we need to go into SSH folder, and we see this authorized underscore keys, which is exactly what we want. Now let's go to etc SSH. Now we want to find, or let's just edit our sshd underscore config. And now here, let's just change this port number because we don't want anyone else knowing what our port number is. For this tutorial, I'm using 65. Now, change to something that you're going to remember, but also make sure that it's not there in one of the ports you're going to use. So, for example, HTTP ports. Look, there's probably a bunch of ports here that you might use or you might not use. Just make sure that you don't keep it to something that you're going to use. Like, see, I use 25 because I run a Mac server. I'm not going to put that. And of course, for this tutorial, of course, I'm going to be using port 80. So of course, I want to put it to port 80. You know, you take some common sense. But for now, I'm keeping it to port 65 because I felt like putting port 65. You can also keep it to only listen to a certain number of IPs if you want, I guess. But in general, what I'm going to do now is port 65 and permit root login. No root login. And then we want to find the part where it says permit empty passwords, password authentication. To disable clear text passwords. And then is there yes, and make sure that you use PAM as yes, just in case. Everything else, just keep it as it is. Now we can write and quit. Now, hopefully, if we exit and now we SSH, everything works. No passwords, no nothing. Now, if I now exit out of this and then move the .ssh to .ssh.test or whatever, and if you now SSH into this and we say yes, it still suddenly works. I think it saved the key somehow. So there's something to do with that. So I remove the known hosts. Also, here, probably what I want to do is just a sudo reboot. No. Sudo system cer restart sh, just so that it propagates the port number. and then rm known hosts old. And if I now remove the .sh folder, now if I do SSH into this, it's going to say that doesn't exist. And now if I specify port and say 65, somehow it still works. I'm not going to question it. I don't know how this works, but basically it shouldn't work. Yep, now we're back to where we were before. Let's just now go back in here. So now let's go ahead and actually start with the main installation of Nextcloud. So what we want to do now is we want to basically install Apache, MySQL, PHP, or MariaDB, depending on MariaDB, or like, yeah, basically we want to install a LAMP stack. So Linux, which you already have, Apache, MySQL, and PHP, because that's what we need to get Nextcloud up and running. Okay, and we also have this storage device as well that we need to connect up. But for now, let's get started with installing that. So let's just do a sudo apt update, and then do a sudo apt upgrade. And so now you can pass the -y flag, so it automatically installs everything without you. It automatically does the yes. So which is what we would want. It's great. It's great if you're going to do it inside of a script or something. But for now, let's just do this. It's going to go ahead and install, and I'll be right back once it's finished. Righty ho. So it seems like it's done its thing. Okay, so now let's go ahead, and now what we want to do is we want to install Apache 2. So sudo apt install Apache 2, as well as the MariaDB server. And then we'll do lib Apache 2 -mod, and you want to do PHP, and then PHP -gd, then PHP-MySQL, then PHP-curl, then PHP is it MB string that we need at some point? Yeah, MB string. That's what I remember. So, and we also want PHP into alpha, I think, international or something. Then the -gmp, then PHP-bcmap, and we also want the PHP-xml and PHP-zip, and then we want the image as well. Oh, sorry, it's PHP-imagexc, sorry. Now let's do the -y. Now this should also install lib Apache 2 -mod. I need to specify the -php part of it as well. Now it should go ahead and install everything, and I'll be right back again once this is finished, because this is going to take a while on my Raspberry Pi 3. Okay, so it seems to be that it's nearly finished. Now, the next thing that we want to do, once this is all finished, is we just want to basically enable everything and start everything, just in case it hasn't done that already. But it seems like it's enabling stuff and starting stuff. But we're going to do that anyways, just to make sure. Okay, so let's just do a sudo systemctl enable MariaDB Apache 2. Okay, so it's now doing that, enabling those two things. And we also want to sudo systemctl start Apache 2 and MariaDB. Okay, so now we're at the bulk of the thing's been done. So now let's go to 192.2.1.6. So now we're at this page now. So now we have this Apache default Debian page, which is basically what we want to see. So now, next thing we need to do is we need to download the we need to go ahead and download Nextcloud itself. Since the Pi 3 can't really run any of the Nextcloud hub things, but it still should be pretty good in terms of what you can do with it. Mostly good for a single instance. So let's go to download Nextcloud server. And what we want to do is we want to download this thing. So let's right click, copy link. And now let's go to, so now what we want to do now is go to etc http var /. Okay, now this root HTML directory is under root. We want to make that into www-data, because that is what Nextcloud likes. So let's do that right now. So if you go into cd into HTML, actually let's do sudo chown www-data www-data HTML. Cool. Now if you cd into HTML, let's just do a sudo -u www-data, just to make it easier. Otherwise you have to do the chown thing again. So let's just do this and do wget and then paste that link in. Now it's going to download this setup Nextcloud. Now if I just move the setup Nextcloud into this setup.php, I can't do that myself, of course. Now we have this index and also this setup.php. So if I now sudo rm this index.html, and now we go into this. Now that we click on this, you can go to it manually by putting the URL in, but this works too. So let's go ahead and click next. We don't want to do that. I'm gonna, oh no, we don't want to do that. I'm gonna put that right here in the base of this directory. Basically, you want to install it in the correct directory. So while this is going on and downloading stuff, let's just make sure that we set up our drive. So I've got my drives plugged in here. So what I want to now do is I want to make sure that I can see the drive. So if I do sudo fdisk-l, that drive should be there under this one, devsta1. For you, the device ID might be different, but you can figure that out. Now, if I do lsblk, is it? Okay, there we go. Okay, so sorry, not lsblk. What I need to do is I need to do bk blk id dev sda 1. With sudo, of course. And now we see this UUID. So if I just grab this UUID and just copy that. Cool. Now we have this, we can actually now go ahead and mount this. So let's just do sudo umount just to test that we can mount this drive, dev sda1. Actually, wait, we need to create a mount point for it. So if you cd into /mt, and we do a sudo mkdir -p, and we do data. Let's just make it sudo -u. Oh no, sudo chmod 700, because that's what Nextcloud likes it as. Obviously, if I spell sudo right, because Nextcloud really likes it at 700, because obviously it doesn't want anyone else seeing the drive. Okay, cool. Now let's just do a sudo chown of this as well, of www-data to this file as well. And again, spell speedo correctly. Okay, now we're going to data. Oh, can't cd into it. But if I now do sudo sudo mount -a, and if I mount the dev sda1 into data, it should work. So now if I do sudo -i, I should be root, and I can go into mount /data, and then we're here. So we're here. Just remove any of the unnecessary files for now. Yo! So now we're on a blank disk. Okay, now we are on a completely blank disk. Although now that we mounted it, it's mounted as root and also mounted as everything, which is 777, which we don't want. So if I do sudo umount -dev sda1, we don't want that. So what we want to do is we want to mount it to our FS tab. Now FS tab is basically a file system tab where it mounts on boot. So we want to do it on boot, of course. So if we now go into etc, and we can edit our FS tab. Now this is right now going to have, so now if I start with UUID equals this, we're going to do mnt /mnt/data, and you want to do ntfs-3g because that's what we have, and then we want to do okay, so now what we want to also do is we want to mount it with default defaults is pretty much basically setting it to default positions or default permissions and default stuff. But we do modify some things afterwards, like modify the UID to be www-data, or I think it's 33 as well. You can use that as well. But I'm going to actually specify the actual name of the thing. UMask, we want it to be so we want to set the UMask to 077 because we want it to be 700. And then I guess 0. Is it 1 or 0? Don't know. Right, okay. Let's just write and quit this. No. cd mt. Okay, so let's just hope that it comes out to be exactly the same. If you do sudo mount a -a, this should do exactly what it says. This should mount it exactly how fstab does. Oh no, sudo systemctl reload. Okay. And it's exactly the same, which means good. Right, now what we need to do is we need to set up our MySQL database. So if we go into, we do, is it MySQL underscore right, it should be sudo MySQL secure installation, because none, yes, change root password, basically no, not bothered. Yes, disallow remote login. For now you can set that to yes. You can change that later if you want, if you need to. Yes. Yes. Thanks for using MariaDB. So now if I do sudo MariaDB, we are now in. If I now do show databases, it's going to say all of this. We now want to create a database. Create a database. Database. Forward. Whatever you want. I'm going to call it Nextcloud. Okay, now I'm going to create a user. So create user. Cloud. At localhost identified by, oh no, I'm telling you my oh no, I am telling you my password. It's not what I really use, but if someone does, you know someone's password. But here you go. Okay. I'm gonna grant all privileges. Okay, so let's just do this and do cloud and localhost. Is it with grant option? Do I need the I don't think I need the grant option, do I? I don't need the grant option, but I also need to put in the 2. Cool. Now I can just do flush. E. There we go. So now if I exit and go to var, now everything is installed. Right. Before we go to the main installation, just a quick recap. Or not recap, but a quick overview of what these directories are. Well, basically this is Nextcloud. Your apps live under this apps directory, and what we might want to edit in the future, or you might want to edit in the future, would be your configs. So if you go to config, spell it right, and you do, okay, right now there's no config because we've not done anything yet, but that's fine. Actually, let me install first, and then I'll show you. So if I now go next, okay, so let's just do this. Admin. So pretty much same password. So it's best to keep it different, right? You just keep it different. But now it's going to be the same. So we want to make that data folder this mnt/data, like so. You also be different if you put it somewhere else. Now the account is going to be cloud database password. Yep. And Nextcloud host is this. Now this should go ahead and it should install. Yeah. So really this is it. Once this is finished, this is it. I'll be right back once this has installed and it's ready. Right, so it's basically finished, and now it's going to come up with some default apps. For the purpose of this, I'm going to go ahead and install the recommend apps because I can. Now, again, this is going to take a while as well, so I'll be back. I'll be back again. Yeah, so I'm back, and right now it's just installing the last app. Right, so now let's head back to the terminal, and let's just quickly go over the OCC command that we see here. Okay, so sudo -u -data OCC. Right. Oh yeah. /. Oh yeah. Sorry, my bad. We need the PHP at the front. Okay. So let it load. So OCC should be your one-stop shop to, do some stuff on the on the. Oh, look, it's finished. So, if you head over to Files, we can now create new files. Basically, Nextcloud is finished installing. So, just for test, let's create a new text file, test.txt. Okay. Oh, that didn't work as expected. Oh, yeah, okay. So, I don't see anywhere here. No. Okay, so let's just make a new text file. Let's try that again. Test.txt. Okay, yeah. Hello, this is a test. Right. Okay, so that OCC command. So this OCC command is basically your one-stop shop to working with your apps that's you've got installed locally through a CLI. So like you can interrupt with talk. You can add accounts, welcome maintenance. You can add the missing columns. But the main thing you might want to do is you might want to do a repair on your system, like if you've managed to break it somehow, or update the htaccess file, or maybe install apps locally through the terminal. Or if you want, we can have the apps now, and you can install apps through here. Oh, this is new. I didn't know this existed. Right, looks like I'll be checking this out later myself. Right there, cookbook app. So now this cookbook app is one that I use regularly myself. It's a brilliant app. And obviously you can go ahead and download whatever app you want. Go have fun. Because you've installed your stuff. You can sync up your calendar and contacts to whatever, sync it up, make this your main thing. I don't know. Now, if we head to personal settings, you might want to go to. Let's just see. You might want to go to mobile and you might want to create an app password. For connecting your account to various different apps. You can do that here under security. And also you can also change you can also change the color scheme, so like make it dark if you want, but it already is dark right now, so let's keep this in default. So change the color, see what works for you. Basically pick a theme, or you can choose whatever you want. So yeah, I'll have it on this, but I'm going to choose this now. Let's just choose this color. Cool. Now, one more thing, or a couple more things actually. Now, yes. Oh, actually, head back to administration settings. So all of these security and setup warnings, yeah. Recommendation is to follow the documentation, and basically work on these. Since I run a Raspberry Pi, the memory limit can't be changed, so it can't be greater than 512 because it's not really a thing you can do. But other than that, try and make sure that you get this going. Because this is what's going to, help you improve the security of your thing. That RAM limit, of course, the memory limit can't be changed. Just work on these. Try and see what you can do to make your security better. Just try and see what you can do. Well, that's it. You've now installed your very own instance of Nextcloud, and yeah, and let's just check the directories. So if we go to MMT data, sudo -i, and let's just cd into the data folder. Let's go into admin, our user. Let's go into let's cat out the file. Oh yeah. Let's just add in. Let's just echo. Yeah, echo that. Here we go. Here's the file contents, and this is exactly what we wrote before. Right. Well, that's it. Well, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Well, all I can say is thank you very much for watching. If you found it useful, hope you liked it, and yeah, in the next part, I'll probably go over my setup on Sonar, Radar, and Prowler. But yeah, and also like the whole my media stack of downloading movies and stuff. Oh, and I forgot to mention that certain distros do something differently, like installing packages. So you have to use Pacman on Arch, and you might have to use DNF on Fedora, and also the some distros has HTTPD. But other than that, this is Rohit, over and out.